In the previous video, we have completed the Firebase authentication part for this sign in and sign up forms and also for logout form. And in this video, we'll create a new form that is to add a post, and also we will display all the posts from the Firebase backend. To do that, first of all, we'll just go to our Visual Studio Code, and below this code here, we'll just write one code like if the user is present, we should display the post, or else we should display a text named like please log in or register to add a new post. Okay, here I'll just create one div. Inside this div, I'll be writing one text like please log in or register to add a new post. And also what we have to do here is like whenever we click on the login button, the sign up form should be opening, and similarly whenever we click on the register button, the sign up form should be opening. Like if I click on this login, we should make this set open sign in true. Similarly, when I click on the register, we should make this set open sign up true. I'll just write it down here. Okay, here I have added some of the styles and some of the operation. Here if you see, please for login, I have added some styles, and before that I have make it as bold text, and I have added some styles, and the color is blue and the cursor will pointer whenever we hover on this text. And next, whenever we click on this login text, we should make this set open sign up true. Similarly for register, whenever we click on this register, we should make this sign in true. I think here it should be sign up, and here it should be sign in. Okay, now I'll just save it. Now if I go to this browser, now if I refresh it, here if I try to click logout, okay, here you can see this text is added, but we need this text below this, so that we'll just go to our VS Code. Here we will just make it outside this div. I'll just save it now. If I go back to our browser, okay, now here you can see it is down here. Now if I click on this login, here login pop-up is displaying. Similarly, if I click on the register is displaying. Now everything is looking good. Now we'll just come to this first part. If user is present, now we should create one form to upload a image and to add a caption, and also to and a button and also a progress bar to submit a image. To do that, first of all, we'll just create one new file in this components. I'll just click here. I'll just make it as add post here .js. Okay, I'll just create a default template. I'll save it. Now if I come back to the home page, now here I'll just add post here. Now if I save it, if I come back to this, now if I try to click sign in, and if I sign in with my user ID and password, okay, here you can see whenever I sign in, here you can see the add post is displaying. Now if I click on the logout, here please log in or register to add a new post is displaying. Now what we have to do is, I'll just minimize it. Now if I go to the add post, here we need to create one form that is to add a post here. So that first of all, I'll just create one form here. To do that, first of all, I'll just make one div. I'll just remove all this. I'll just make one div, and inside this div, first thing is I'll just create one heading, and also I'll just create one input tag for upload a image, and below that I'll just create one text area to add a caption, and also button to submit this form, that is the image and the caption. Here I'll just create one h2 tag here, and I'll just name it as add new post. Below that, I'll just make one input tag, and below that I'll just add text area field here. Make sure that import text field from this material UI core which you have installed using npm at the beginning of this project. And below that I'll just add a progress bar. This is the HTML tag. It is actually self-closing tag. And below that I'll just add one button here. Okay, now I'll just try to add some of the attributes to this input text field and progress and also button. Okay, here I have added some of the styles here, and here first thing is like add new post heading, and the input field I have added a class name, and the type should be file because it should be the image. And whenever we change this input file, we just need to update this in a useState variable first of all, so that I'll just import one create useState here, so that I'll just import useState, and below this I'll just use this useState to upload or to update these values here. Before that, for this whenever the input is changed, so that I just call one function, and inside that function I will be using this useState. I'll just make one function handle change, and I'll just copy it, and above this I'll just create one function with this variable, and we'll just see later about this function. Now if we come down in the text field, I have created one ID, and also I have named a label as caption here. If you want, we can change this, it is up to your convenience. And variant is nothing but is one of the styles and the attributes of this text field. And the other thing is, whenever the text field is changed, we should make sure that we have to update this text field's value here, so that I'll just use useState here. I will use the value like caption and set caption. Caption, come on, I'll just use set caption. For now, I'll just keep blank. And here on change, I'll just update the set caption here. I'll just take event E. I'll just set caption E dot target that value. Now here value should be the caption here. Now for the progress, similarly for the progress also, I'll just create one useState here, progress, and set progress. And useState for now, I'll just make it as 0. And here I'll just use this set progress here. I'll just copy and make it as value as progress. Similarly for this button also, I'll just call one function here, handle upload, and I'll just copy it, and below this handle change, I'll just create one function here. I'll just name it as handle upload. Okay, now our next task is like we have to add styles for this in the CSS, that is in the app.css file. So that I'll just go to this file, and here I'll just copy this from my GitHub, and I'll simply paste it in my code. If you want, you can just go to my GitHub repo and just copy and paste, because I'm not focusing mainly on the styles in this video. I'll just copy and paste it here. Now I'll just also add some of the styles for this h2 tag. First thing is like I'll just make it as center. To make it a center, this text align should be center here. And also the next thing is like I'll just also add some of the margin, but it should be kind of heading, right? So that I'll just add some margin and I'll just make it as 10 or 15 pixels. It should be looking good. Now I'll just save it. Now if I come back to this browser, I'll just try to sign in or log in. Okay, here we got this, but the stylings are not perfect. So that I'll just go to the VS Code. Okay, here I'll just make it as handle change. I have updated it. Make sure that you update this. And now if I just go back to the browser. Okay, here if you see now it is looking good. Now I'll just also add some of this gap between these forms here, so that I'll just go back to our code, and below this h2 tag I'll just add one break here. I'll just copy. Similarly, below this input also I'll just add on break, and below this text, and also if you want you can add below this here. Now I'll just save it, and if I go back, okay, now here now it is looking good. Now our next task is like we just complete this two functions here. Okay, now when it comes to handle change, that is to upload an image to the useState variable. First thing is like I'll just create one useState variable, and I'll just update this image in that variable. Okay, here what I have written is like I'll just create one useState here, and I have checked if the file is uploaded or not. The file uploaded is present in the e.target that in the files, and in the files it is like a kind of array. In the first element will be like the image. I think in the second element it will be the image name, actually I don't remember. And the condition is like if the image is present, then set image with the uploaded image. Now our next task is to complete this handle upload function. Here the main task is like we need to upload the image caption to our database, backend database using Firebase. So that first of all we need to import some of the Firebase components here. Okay, here I have imported this storage comma db from this Firebase. Here if you see, here I have exported these three. This authentication part we are not using. This is only for whenever for we are going to log in, log out, or sign up. Now these two are to store this image and store this collection documents. Now, I have just imported this in our add post function or add post file, and the storage is especially used to store the images, and the ddb is to store the image urls and captions and some of the comments in the collection on the Firebase collection. And now I'll just come to the function. Here the whole process goes on. First of all, I'll just write some code. I'll just explain you later. Okay, this is the code I have written here. First thing is like you'll just call this storage, and inside this storage I'll just refer to the images folder. If there is a folder, it will call it. If not, this Firebase will create one for us, this folder with the name of images, and inside this images we'll just create one image name, one file using this image.name. This image is from this image which we have uploaded, and we'll just put this image in simply terms. You can just say that it have just updated this image, and we just call it with a variable upload, and I'll just expand it. Here some of the things are happening here. The first thing here on this part is actually regarding this progress bar. Like here if I see upload on task, like whenever the state has changed, like we'll just calculate the progress, and we'll just update progress simultaneously. Like for example, if the progress bar is completed like 10%, that means the image has uploaded 10%. Here the progress is calculated by the bytes transferred by the total number of bytes and percentage, that is into 100. For example, if the image consists of 1 megabyte, and if 100 kilobyte image has been uploaded, then our progress bar will move by 10%. Similarly, if 1 megabyte image has been successfully uploaded, like overall 1 megabyte, this progress will be now 100 or 100%. In this way, this progress will be full. After this progress bar is set to 100%, then we'll just upload this caption and image URL and username to our database collection. And if we get any error while uploading, while calculating this progress, we'll just catch one error and we'll just throw an alert message and also a console.log error. This is just make sure that the app doesn't crash while updating this task. And after calculating this progress bar, now we'll just come to this updating in our database. So that I'll just call this storage and refer to our images folder. And inside this images folder, we'll just search for the file name that which we have uploaded. If not, I'll just call it through the image.name. And we'll just get this image URL through this function called get download URL. And after we get this URL, here we can store it in the URL. And now here we have one DB right here, which we have called from this firebase.js. And we'll name it as, we'll call a collection called post. Here also, if there is a collection with name post, it will call it. If not, this Firebase will itself create one Firebase named post in our collection, and we'll call it, and we'll just add these variables, all this in our database. First thing is like timestamp. It is like we have taken by default from the Firebase itself. It will be like server timestamp. And the next thing is like caption, which we have uploaded from the form. Similarly, the image URL, which it came from this download URL. And the username here, and this username is came from this. Okay, here we didn't update username. So that what we have to do is, here we'll just in the add post, I'll just make username here. And if we go to the home page, here make sure that if user and make sure that the display name is present. User dot display name. If this is present, I'll just copy it. I'll just make username as username dot display name. Now we can send this username through this add post to this file. Okay, now we can get username from here. This will be very useful when we are updating any comments or deleting any post or such operations. And now after this, all this task is completed, this upload on tasks have been completed. Now our next is like we should make sure that we should make this caption empty, and also we'll just make this image null. Now we'll just go to our code. Now here you can see the Firebase is not defined. I'll just come back here. I'll just make sure that we have imported Firebase here. Now I'll save it. Now if I go back to our code, okay, here we didn't get any error. The first thing is like we'll just choose one file here. Okay, here I have selected one file. Now I'll just make it as a caption as I have added one caption like Jack Sparrow image. Now I'll just click this add post here. If I click add post, now here nothing has happened, but here you can see that the progress bar is set to 100. That means that image has been uploaded successfully. If I go to the Firebase, okay, here in the storage, I'll just refresh it. Okay, here you can see the images folder has been created. Inside these images, if I open, here there is one image js1.jpg. If I double click on it, okay, here on the right side you can see the Jack Sparrow image here. Similarly, if I come to the Firestore database, the collection has been updated here. Here, if you see in the post, one document has been created. Inside this document, we have like caption, image URL, which we got from the storage, and also timestamp and the username. Okay, in this way we have updated our collection also. Now our next task is like to display all this post below this form. This part we will see in the next video. Thank you.